Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Shapiro and Andrew Tate. It starts off with Mario that says that the UN Special Reporter for Human Rights in Palestine, we are horrified by what is happening and call for a truce. And Ben Shapiro replied they can fuck right off. Then Andrew Tate responded, Mr. Tough Guy, let me assure you as someone who has done his own fighting as opposed to accidentally encouraging others to do it for him while sitting at home on a comfy chair, peace is always worth a conversation. And I can understand what Andrew Tate is saying, but somebody added this to his response.
David, it's hard to even explain exactly just the mass casualties that happened right here. In fact, the Israeli military says they still don't have a clear number, but I'm talking to some of the soldiers and they say what they've witnessed as they've been walking through these different houses, these different communities, babies, their heads cut off. That's what they said. Gunned down, families completely gunned down in their beds.
And I wonder what he will respond to that because he didn't. I mean, you can see right over here, he is calling for worldwide violence. Who? Khalid Mashal, the leader and founding member of Hamas, gave a speech today asking Muslims all around the world to do the following. Pause the video and read what the heck is happening. But if so many people are supporting Palestine right now, and actually they say this right now, do you think people are going to think twice? What many of them have seen what the Palestinians are doing and they're still supporting it and cheering it? I'm like, yo, what the heck are you talking about? It's kinda scary if you think about it, because a lot of people have been helping Muslims giving a better place, but when you see how horrible they're treating certain people, and kids, and mothers, and grandmothers, and everything, you can still justify it in a way, then I'm like, yo, where is your slippery slope? Because if somebody tells me they are oppressed, you need to understand them, and I see certain things, and you don't speak out, I'm like, yo. There are even people saying that Israel knew about this. They let it happen. I'm like, which proves their point. The fact that they let it happen proves to everybody now how far you would go to prove a point. So now, they're blasting everything. Gaza will soon be a tent, says Israel official, as IDF launches 250 airstrikes in 1 hour into nest of terror, and infantry, artillery, and 300,000 reservists mass on the border ready to execute ground offense. Bruh, I don't know what to say. But Ben Shapiro responded to Andrew Tate. Let me assure you, as someone who has pimped women and bragged about it, the morality requires that those who rape women and kidnap children must be eradicated, not negotiated with. Don't forget the men who call for hell on earth. Don't forget the people who ignore the fact that children are dying and either side is abhorrent. Those people who call for you and your kids to die no matter how innocent when you oppose their ideology. These people can always find good reason for other people to die. Always calling for war is anti-human. Being a professional fighter is no way compares to fighting for your life in war, you poser piece of shit. You played a sport, good for you. Stop insinuating yourself into the company of those better than either of us who have fought in real battles. And try having the conversation about peace with a woman raping, child murdering Hamas terrorists who started this. What a joke. And Tristan Tate, a Jewish man speaking of eradication of race people, 2023 is a scary time to be alive. I wonder how many of the women and kids who are soon to be liberated, kidnapped, or raped by anybody. My guess is zero. This is nihilistic and evil. Ben Shapiro is not very empathetic anymore because it came to a point that he's just really tight. I can understand that. And I can also understand the side from Palestine, how they feel treated in an open air prison. Hey man, we're kind of locked up. We're not really free. I'm like, okay, I can understand that too. But if your leader of Gaza, the Hamas person, is actually saying, hey, all Muslims, we are going to attack around the world, join me. There comes a point that I'm like, hey, I'm at my home. I don't want to be looking out there be like, yo man, who the heck is Muslim? Who's enjoying that party? You're not helping.
In this operation, and up blood, the resistance fires more than 5,000 rockets.
So why don't you call that person out? Because even David Pacman, one of the most radical people from the left-leaning people, said, I wouldn't have believed it, but there are people posting straight up pro-Hamas stuff. This is like cheering Al-Qaeda for 9/11. These are sick people, very sick. I'm not that angry. I never thought about that. I would never agree and normalize that too. Because oh my god, you've been oppressed for almost 70 years. We live in different times and it's time to call out bad behaviors. A lot. Let me know what you think.